The Kansas City Chiefs knew exactly what they were doing. So we're going to be going through that and other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Kansas City Chiefs news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Frank Clark could be returning to the Kansas City Chiefs via trade. The Frank Clark signing has not worked out in Denver. The two-time Super Bowl champion of the Kansas City Chiefs has suited up for just 2 games with the Broncos through their first 5. Over that span, he's played just 36 defensive snaps, registering 2 tackles and 0 quarterback hits or sacks, according to Pro Football Reference. The Chiefs and Clark are expected to face off this week on Thursday Night Football for the first time since 2019, assuming the veteran pass rusher is still on the team. Sources say Frank Clark has drawn interest around the league, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported on October 8th. The Broncos have already parted ways with Randy Gregory at the same position, rolling with younger talent in his place, and the rumor is that Clark could be next. If the Broncos continue to struggle, he could be dealt as well, Rappaport informed, stating that Clark's Week 1 hip injury has finally healed. Several pass rush needy teams will be watching, and the interest should ramp up if Clark plays well. Clark caught the attention of Chiefs Kingdom after he posted the following on X on the evening of October 8th, after Rappaport's article and the Broncos' Week 5 loss to the New York Jets. "Make something shake ASAP," Clark voiced, which most fans translated to the veteran defender wanting a change of scenery already. They weren't the only ones that thought reunion after seeing this post. In a live-stream video spot with Bleacher Report, YouTube streamer and KC expert Chief Concerns floated the idea of Clark returning to Kansas City via trade. He acknowledged that the edge rusher position isn't a huge need with Charles Omenihu returning from his suspension, but also admitted that the Chiefs could probably use some more experience with very little production behind defensive ends George Karlaftis III and Mike Dana thus far. Clark already knows the system, and you can never have too many pass rushers, Chief Concerns argued, pointing to the San Francisco 49ers model, being that they acquired Gregory despite having one of the more ferocious defensive lines in the sport. He also noted Clark is friends with everyone in the Chiefs' locker room, including coaches Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, who are both huge fans of the former 55-game starter for KC. In the end, Chief Concerns labeled Clark as the ideal guy that I'd want to trade for at the deadline. On Monday afternoon, the Kansas City Chiefs had a concerning update for tight end Travis Kelce. The Chiefs' star tight end had to leave the game due to a lower body injury in the first half. Kelce returned to the game in the second half and even caught a touchdown in the win over the Minnesota Vikings on the road. It appeared Kelce was just fine and would be ready to go for the Chiefs' Week 6 contest against the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football. But that's up in the air right now. According to the Week 6 injury report released by the Chiefs Monday afternoon, Kelce was listed as a DNP or did not participate in the Chiefs' practice Monday. The Chiefs did not practice Monday, but the report is an estimation as to what Kelce's status would be if the team practiced in full pads. It looks like Kelce's injury is severe enough for him to miss practice this week. The Chiefs will return to practice on Tuesday, so we'll know more about Kelce's progression on the injury report released after that practice. Sunday's 27-20 victory over the Minnesota Vikings marked the 4th consecutive victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. At 4-1, they are tied with the Miami Dolphins for the AFC's best record early in the season. In spite of the winning record, Kansas City's offense has appeared uncharacteristically inefficient compared to the first 5 seasons of the Patrick Mahomes era. Particularly concerning is the lack of a go-to receiver behind perennial All-Pro tight end Travis Kelce, who is racking up a concerning run of injuries in his age 34 season. 6 different wide receivers, among 10 total players, caught passes on Sunday, with all trailing Kelce's 10 receptions for 67 yards. Speaking via Zoom on Monday, Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy expects to continue splitting the work among the entire wide receivers room. "I think for us, it's going to be more of the committee approach," he confirmed of his plans for the position. He appeared to refute criticism that the Chiefs need to decide on a couple of receivers to give traditional starter workloads, citing the varied skill sets each brings to the room. Opponents know they are going to put plans together to try to stop Kelce, he acknowledged. With that said, We also have great wide receivers that we know they all have different strengths. We've been saying that all year long. For us, it's our job as coaches to put them in different spots to utilize their strengths. Reiterating a longtime adage of Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, Nagy said that the Chiefs' young receivers will need to show they can handle multiple roles to increase their snap counts. He trusts that Mahomes will be able to continue functioning with the current committee approach. The receivers also know, Nagy stated, that they've got to know these circles and spots within the offense, and not just their particular route. They've got to understand the concept. Then we have a phenomenal quarterback that's able to spread the ball around.